And there we go. Once again.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends.
It's like we never left.
Hopefully people can hear me.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you show green on mine.
Well, that's good. Green's good.
Doesn't necessarily mean anything, though, Stuart. As we know.
I know.
Are we actually living? Is it actually live? Oh. Looks like it might be.
Looks fine to me. I can see movement. I'm like doing things. We hear you loud and clear, says Raj. Audio's good straight away, says Travis.
Good.
Sweet.
Well, Stuart, it's almost that time again.
New Picard.
We've done a couple of conversations about this show. Just to pimp them shows. This week's coverage has been the Admiral's uniform analysis, the shuttle analysis, including John Eve's sketches, the normal uniform analysis, the rescue fleet second look, a full discussion on the Mars Instant with all dem synthetics, the transporter gates, how they work. Obviously, we talked about the Romulans in Picard, talked about the com badge comparison with Picard and All Good Things, about his medical condition reveal. We lived yesterday about if there are bad guys or not. Then Stuart's Borg cube grey zone theory and the civilian ships as well. And now we're talking about predictions. So if any of those things are interesting, please go back and look. A lot of those are useful for whatever. You know, a lot of those are just like looking at a new design rather than like a theory. So they're good for a lot of the time.
And Fiddlehead says, I predict that he will be more interested in Picard than he was in Descent. Well, I should hope so.
I would be scared if that was the Descent. Not good.
No.
Good.
When's the episode, guys? Says Sean. It's tomorrow. The next episode is tomorrow.
Well, Friday for me. Although really, since I'm awake so long, it's like Amazon just started saying F it, we'll release it at 001. So it is Thursday night if I stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally as soon as they can. But I'm always quite tired because there's quite a lot of things to think about. But I will start sharing, Stuart.
Yes.
You talk to our wonderful fans.
Yes. I see 66 of you here, which is awesome. Guys, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to help us out if you can by super chatting. I see we already got one from Chris Gwillem, but we'll get to that as soon as Samuel gets back. And again, that's a fantastic super chat. Thank you very much, Chris. But yes, we love making this content for you. The only problem is it does take a lot of our time and resources. And one of the best ways to keep your favorite YouTubers going, not just us, but other YouTubers that you care about, is go join them, help them on Patreon. $2 a month makes a huge difference to any YouTuber. So if you can help us out on Patreon/Trekyards, by all means do so. All the links for all the ways to help us out are down in the description below. You can send us PayPal. You can even head over to Trekyards.com and click the donate button. And you can even, help us out on these live chats. If you're here and you're watching live, one of the best ways to help is super chats. First of all, get your comment or question read. We have to kind of read what you say and we have to talk about it on air. And we love doing that kind of stuff because it creates a lot more conversation and discussion, which we love with our community because our community is fantastic. That includes all of you guys. Hopefully you guys can help us out that way. There's also Trekyards merchandise. Go down and check out the Teespring store. The link is in the description. And you can save yourself money on Eagle Moss ships, all that jazz. You know the routine. I don't have to tell you every time now. So there was an echo, but now it's gone. Well, I don't think he changed anything in the audio. This said there was a weird echo. Anyway, echo's gone. So that's fantastic. I don't know what would be causing that. But yeah. And FleetPod just put in the link there for the Teespring store. There is some cool Trekyards merchandise. I do plan on creating some more soon, so I would check back to that if you haven't already. Lots of great shirts and stuff, and show your Trekyards love. We love seeing people wearing our Trekyards merch out and about in the wild. We've seen a bunch of them when we go to conventions and stuff, and people send us pictures of the shirts and stuff. So it really makes us feel good to see that. So
Pretty much.
Samuel, yay!
Hi, Stuart.
We got shirts and stuff. So already, really Samuel, feel good.
What?
So
yes, and just so you know, I will get the
chat.
pictures up for the next time on, so we can use it as a reference and kind of go through the list there, and then we can take this as inspiration.
Awesome. Well, I'll read the super chats while you're doing that. Squillum puts in £20. Thank you.
Oh wow,
much, Chris.
Dude, killing it. Thanks.
He says, "Guys, excellent regular content."
Oh.
But speaking of thumbs up, guys, 97 of you here. Everybody hit that like button. And Daniel Hens puts in 5 something. But thank you. I hope that the story is finally picking up some steam. The second episode was too slow for me. Yeah, the second episode wasn't as great for me as the first one was either. But I'm sure we're going to get quite a few interesting things in episode 3.
So you say it loses steam, but also tells us so much more that we're just like salivating for the next bit of information. So I thought it was more interesting because we were getting more. The first episode was like a few themes and just Whereas that one's like oh.
Yeah,
well,
they were a bunch of cheeky feckers, and they gave us a lot of cool stuff for episode 2. I just the overall feel of it didn't work for me. So,
but that's because you don't like spy stuff.
Not the hugest fan of spy stuff.
So it was always going to be uphill battle for that one, Stuart. To be fair.
That's true.
Whereas when the Romulan bird of prey turns up, even if it's Discovery level bad, you're still gonna love the episode.
Possibly. 109 of you here now, which is great. The numbers are growing, so that's fantastic. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button as soon as you get here, so you don't have to worry about it later, and you might forget. Just come in, hit that like button, make it blue.
Click it now.
Yes.
Please do.
And of course, also make sure you're subscribed. And you've got the notifications turned on because they are important. It seems like a cliche that YouTubers are saying these days, but it actually makes a difference. So if you guys can do so, that would be greatly appreciated.
Because the thing is, we make this content to be watched. It's not just because we want to, and so please do tune in. All the little side videos. We wouldn't make them unless we thought they were worth talking about, and that's important. We don't. I think we've done maybe 5 deliberate clickbait in 5 years. That's pretty good, I think. That's pretty good, I think.
I wouldn't call them clickbait either because they actually...
Two were. Like, distinctly. Yeah. I told you, I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway, Stuart. That's the title. Those are reasons, folks. We want people to watch them,
Yeah. Andrew says, which do you dislike more, Discovery or Voyager? I mean, it's all Star Trek. I don't really dislike any of it, but if I had to... I mean... Discovery's got the cinematic, lot of pretty stuff on screen, but I think Voyager has more of a Star Trek feel.
It's pretty stuff, but it's hollow. There's no heart to it.
Yeah.
Plus the story's just better in Voyager, or should I say the 7 times 24? That 100, 200 stories are better, in general.
Cartoon Man 154 says, have we done a video on the Fleet Yard Museum or the Fleet Museum? Yes, we have. We've talked about the actual canon ships that we see. So not necessarily on the museum.
So he means Picard.
I think he means in episode 1, the archives.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Quillen puts in another £5. So thank you. Love Discovery, but gutted about the references in Picard. Yeah.
You enjoy it for what it is, but don't want it to infect the canon. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $1.99. Very nice. 62 likes again at 100. Hashtag make Fleet Pass Swiftback pay.
Matthew Edison is awake like I am. Hello from Yorkshire, UK. I just hoping better look at the ships, as from what I can see, looking more Mass Effect. And Sven, greetings from Germany. Everyone's still awake, and Germany's an hour later. Sven, you're not watching very long, are you? Because it's gonna get late for you.
So, we're going to talk about Episode 3.
Yes. And now, and that's almost a third of the way through. That's sad to say, but and this is one thing that we've heard and has been reported, that most reporters who are lucky enough to see several and the original premiere in LA, they got to see the first 3 as one big block, which becomes one movie. But that's the pilot. They keep saying that's the first story in a sense. That's the setup. It's all to get past that. Then we're into the action, the meat. So this is the last of the setups, and by episode 4 they should be out doing, because we know there'll be a new ship and such. It's in this trailer. So this is the end of the setup, Stuart. How does it make you feel?
Excited. B. Brock Rail fan says, when is 7 showing up? And that's what I was just going to talk about. Probably this episode 3, because this is still on Earth. It's still the Chateau Picard. So I think after this episode, they're going to get the ship, and they're going to be. The episode's going to end by them. That shot you see of the ship, and then gone, and that's probably gonna be how it ends for leading to episode 4, which is exciting, because after these 3 episodes, that's basically the pilot, and it's super exciting because it's already.
Because what, Stuart?
I don't know. What's the last thing you heard?
Super exciting because it's always the best time.
Because
always the best time.
That's when 7 is going to show up as next episode, because that happens at Chateau Picard, and then they leave Earth at the end of this episode. So we're gonna see the ship. That's gonna be the end of the episode. You're gonna see the ship, and it's gonna warp out, and that's gonna be the end of the episode, which is great because it's essentially the first 3 episodes are the pilot, right?
Yeah.
So then we'll be leading into something new, and it's good because everybody will be on equal footing. Because most people, well, not most people, a lot of people have seen 3 episodes already at the premiere. So it'll be good to have everybody kind of not knowing what's coming next.
But that said, great credit to the
that
community for not spoiling anything.
True enough.
Because that was ballsy as hell to show a ton of people, and we know several of them, and things were not spoiled. So congrats to them for not being bastards. Basically. But no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, and we know that she must appear next episode, episode 9, because the Shadow gets attacked and shooty, and yet he's quite calm when he meets 7. So maybe that the lady who was the first screen cap, so I can jump straight to that. Maybe she calls for help in several ways, and one of which is 7, because now that she's out of the Starfleet, we know that 7's out of Starfleet. Maybe she's like, well, we're going to bring in an advisor, and that's 7. But then she's, hopefully she's not just in a couple of episodes, because that'd be a big letdown. So if she's in episode 3. But also, Patrick said he worked with Hugh first.
He meets Hugh first, or we see Hugh first?
Patrick worked with the actor Hugh first, before 7, before Joe Ryan. So you'd assume that would mean that... Yeah.
They might have been filmed out of order, some of the scenes, so I have no problem with that.
Or reshoots, to be fair. They might have thought, we'll introduce 7 earlier, like give him more of a part.
Yeah. So, yeah. I predict we'll see Hugh this episode for sure.
Well,
7 of 9, very likely. And we'll get introduced to the new captain. We'll find out the backstory between his Rafi, his former XO, and himself, which will be great. So there's going to be a lot in this one, I think. And I think it'll be hopefully pretty quickly paced.
And I'm wondering if Patrick is going to actively make an effort to sound less old.
I was wondering the same thing.
Because that is a good 15 years ago, and that's a pretty substantial amount of time, and that's the hardest thing to de-age your own voice. But maybe he can take more lozenge, or they'll lose some effects, because he should theoretically sound basically like Nemesis, give or take. It'll be really interesting to see the acting difference, because he should theoretically be like on form. That's exciting to see, like fully uniformed. I guarantee that I assume it's going to be smaller apart than we would like it to be. There'll be more a case of a really short scene. Because he didn't want to do that much uniform stuff, which whatever. But hopefully it's at least more than a minute. I would love, or a scene. Give us like small separated flashbacks throughout. That would be great. I
do know, and I agree.
Don't tease us if you're not going to bother. Give us the goods.
That's right. So this story with his former XO is going to be interesting because it was said in the last episode, well, you're going to need somebody that hates you and has nothing to lose. So to find out exactly what happened there, I just assumed that he went against Starfleet's wishes. She was his XO. She believed in what he was doing. She went with him and then got booted out of Starfleet as a result. So she has a little bit of animosity towards him because it effectively ended her career because now she's living in a trailer. But at a prime piece of real estate at Vasquez Rocks. So
yeah, seriously. But I wonder if it's really, if that's because what if maybe she was maybe she was promoted to captain and forced to continue his mission, but because of the impossible situation, she lost it, and then she got because it takes quite a bit to be fired from a good position. Did she voluntarily leave? Was she forced out? Did she feel like, oh, video start great. Did she feel that she had to leave because she was loyal to Picard? Did she, how deep does that go? Because if she just got fired because of him, that's, a lot should have happened there. Yeah? Or do you think it's really simple?
It's going to be really simple, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's either going to be a result of her being, forced out of Starfleet or voluntarily leaving because she didn't agree with what Starfleet did, and that might be coming back to kind of haunt her a little bit because she could have stayed in Starfleet and made a bit of a difference, or thinks she could have made a difference. So it's hard to say. There might be some regret there, some coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Well, because she's going to obviously be part of the crew in the season, so at what point do you want to see just animosity between all the characters? Because you can't hate him that much in a sense, because otherwise you can't have the entire season just her saying, I still hate you, Oh yes, I know. I mean, that gets old really quickly,
Yeah.
Unless she's more annoyed at herself because she chose him, and if when it comes to the real mission, it's like, I still bloody believe in you, you piece of wonderful, sane garbage. So maybe it's more a case of like she can't help but follow him, and that's almost a problem. Yeah. Like she's angry at herself. Maybe she left voluntarily. And she can't help him, and that's the problem. Maybe that's why she should go away, because like if he starts talking,
Yeah. So yeah, that's that, and it's going to lead into those flashbacks, which will be great because we'll have more uniform discussions next week, and we'll also be able to talk about the pads because they're each holding a pad, which is great. TNG style pads. We haven't really seen any. Well, we've seen like holographic things.
Yeah, there was a pad in the mining in the Planitia, and it was great, but it wasn't enough in a shot to do a full like discussion piece on. So
yeah,
didn't go into great detail about it. But let's jump through his images. So yeah, first is on her. I think she'll be as much in the episode as other people are. I think this episode is still going to be kind of stretched. That they might do the whole episode as a series of, moving from scene to scene. Or maybe he asks her quickly to say, can you help me? She'll say, well, I need to go see. So I can't imagine there's going to be like a 10-minute scene of them together, because he has to go to the Romulan encampment, he has to go to the ship, he has to have banter with them, he has to talk to, there's so many things he has to do that this will probably be like a, well, I'll help, but I've got to start now. And it just like almost beams away, or like they start the process,
Well, I think she's going to be the way that he gets in contact with this new captain and gets the ship, and things like that. So
maybe she is part of the same group that Seven is, the sort of they're saying like border protection people, and that'd be why Seven's involved. It's all this sort of separate network. But the second picture is more Borg cubiness. Not much to say. We're gonna get Borg cubiness, but you can't do that.
The archive. Or the artifact. Not the archive, the artifact. God damn it. I said archive earlier.
You were so confident, and then it all went away.
Happens all the time. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, I don't know what else we're going to glean from that, but...
Some more Soji, but lots of people around her that don't like... Some of them don't like their... Yeah, this is like the X-Borg zone, as if we actually get to see... Because maybe we just saw the transformation process, and now we're going to see the what that really means. We saw the carnage last week, and now we're going to see the actual human element to that, which is why Hugh's going to be in it, because she's going to walk in and he's just there doing a thing as if he's special, but he's not. Oh look, there's Hugh. Great, moving on.
And I think she's going to know who Hugh is. She's probably been working with Hugh, because she is kind of a counselor type, from what I've read, and she's likely going in here just to talk to some newly deborgified Borg and try to make sure they're okay. So.
Yeah, well, she has sessions with them, and she's there to keep track. And Hugh's definitely in this one as a thingy-mabob.
Well, we have 209 people here, so that's fantastic. Wow. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get those likes climbing up. They really help. And make sure you hit notification icon. Click notification bell, and then all. It really helps out the channel, and it helps you guys out because you don't miss anything. So, welcome everybody. 215 people now, so awesome.
And people are calling out IMDB for who's only in what episodes or what. The thing about IMDB is that you have to manually add information, and so it's up to the company or the actor themselves to do it. That's why a lot of extras end up putting their own names if they want to be active. But anyone can change it, and also it's a spoiler if you put it if they put Joe Ryan's in episode 2, 8, 9, 15, and 12, well then there's no sense of reveal. So they're unlikely to actually put accurate things. It's like when you go back and watch season 1 Discovery, if you were checking IMDb, did it say Philippa Georgiou, the actress lady, reappeared in the last 4? I don't think it did. It probably said 2 episodes, and then suddenly at the end, oh look, she's in 6, because that'd be a reveal. So I wouldn't take any of that as assuming. We know they're in the next episode because we see a shootout with the lady and the guy. But I don't expect them to either be or not be in the episodes as IMDb says until after the season's done and they can actively put it in properly, because spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they did release season 1 that we'd caught, but don't want to post because it'd be too many spoilers about mirror. Someone put Mirror Universe Lieutenant. Someone posted that because they were like, well, I don't know, I don't care. I was an extra. I put it on their IMDb, yay, and then they took it down because it was a spoiler.
Yes.
And so he was in it, but he wasn't allowed to promote it, so he wasn't included in the thing.
Now, the other thing that's not in the coming next week section is, I believe, Picard at some point is going to go talk to Riker for some advice.
But that sounds like too much.
Thank you for not trying to talk.
Sounds like too much, though, because now everything's this one.
But it all happens while they're on Earth. There's going to be, I think it's going to be in this one. Because he goes to him to make sure that he should do it, first of all, and which Riker says, you know what, I know better not to talk you out of things. So yeah, I think Riker's going to be in the next one.
My gut says it's already too much. My gut is that half this stuff is not a deception, but a misdirect. We know that Picard managed to run away with Soji and Hugh. My gut is that maybe 5 episodes in, he does get to her, they do get her out, and then you realise the truth of what she was, what she means, and then Picard goes back to Riker once the stakes get raised, once it's no longer just about Soji, when it's like, she means this, Maddox is alive, blah, 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 and then he can ask Riker's advice and Troy and get some information from them. So I think there'll be a second mission when he does go back to Earth. He's already got Soji and they've already done a thing, because there'll be reveals and there'll be plot things. So I think that'll be episode 5 or 6.
Possibly.
But he's in it twice. We know he is. One in uniform, maybe, and one in not. But will Brent be in this one? That's another question. Will Data Brent, or are we going to see? Or is that it? Was that his entire appearance?
I think we'll see him near the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go with episodes without seeing him, if at all. I would like to see more of him for sure, though. Yeah. I just wish they didn't show everything in the trailers. So.
Well, that's one good thing though about this, is that, except this is like next time on, almost everything in the trailer's already been seen. That's great. I'm still mostly forward to episodes, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are going to be like, yes, because that's going to be,
Doug Van Dorn puts in $5. Says, predictions. I predict the final line of episode 3 will be Picard saying engage. I agree. It'll probably be engage, and then you'll see the ship warp out, and that'll be the end of the episode. It's very cinematic and movie-like, and it might be a little too corny for this, but I have a distinct feeling that might be the case. So Kind of agree with you there, Doug.
And it allows you to start fresh with, start episode 4, they're in a space battle, because they've now skipped a little bit, like a few days, they're now in a situation. Yeah, certainly. It makes sense. Because, I mean, what better way to end the pilot episode than with another epic thing?
Yeah. And Fleet Pod Swiftback puts in $1.99, 122 likes, 221 watching. Smash that like. Next at 150. He will pay again. 233 people watching right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon as well.
I think we do enough content for worth a subscribe.
Yes, I would hope so.
But the next picture, though, is the brother-sister duo of the Jatvash. See, I got there. Only took me a week. She's in there. She's being mean, probably. And let's see if he's totally de-cooled as a character by having to deal with her. You know?
Yeah, she's a Romulan again now, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what the situation is with that. She did say she was coming. Situation better be better when I get there, baby brother. So, is she giving up her Starfleet cover, or is she? Okay.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have to. I doubt people in the Borg cube are going to say, "Wait, isn't that Admiral da 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 da?" So I mean,
she's lieutenant.
Yeah, thank you. She'll just leave Earth and then reappear here, and she'll say, "Oh, Lieutenant, things on leave." And she appears here. But I wonder if we're gonna. Maybe we'll see them dealing with Hugh. Maybe they'll, because she's got to do more here than just be there. So there's gonna be some sort of plot with her doing such. So maybe we're gonna see her walk into the room where all those destroyed corpses are, and she's like, "So how is the secret plot going?" Well, going well. So that might be a nice lead into that as well.
Yeah. I don't know how these two are going to feature into the next episode, to be honest. It's going to be more back and forth between the two of them. Can't see her playing any massive role.
It's all set up, isn't it? We're still setting up. So it's probably more Picard, probably more Earth, probably more dealing with the other stuff. And, But the next shot is her hugging the guy. Loris? Is his name Loris?
No, it is Narek.
Oh, yeah. Is there a Loris? I made that up.
I don't know.
Narek, okay. Hugging him, great. Nothing to say there. They're in love. No, they're not. Then we get a bit of a ship. There's some ship later on. A bit of that. Who cares? Picard beams into the ship, Stuart. Ta-da! The epic new hero ship of Star Trek Picard, which we're thoroughly excited for, aren't we?
Sure. Be cool to see some new shots of it anyway.
At least some shots of it, like, properly done. I mean, it's nice they got to build a set, but I mean, you can't get more generic, bland room than this. I mean, I like the idea of having an open transporter pad. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
But
looks like a cargo transporter too.
Yeah, sure. Although I'm wondering if the back pieces are meant to be like the Discovery one, where it's a vertical because those that have the things on the side. Because there's no reason to have that.
Lateral vector transporter.
Like a future one. Or at least a visual collection, Stuart.
It's different enough as ship and stuff. I can accept that. No problem. Jim634 puts in $5 Canadian. So thank you, Jim. I wonder what the chances are of them bringing Wesley back for season 2 or even Cisco. Cisco will be a definite no. But Wesley, I mean, he could come back anytime. I think that would be more than appropriate. And somebody said, yes, Laris is the Irish Romulan.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I mean, Avery Brooks is retired from acting pretty much. His last acting credit was in 2006, and it was the Star Trek Legacy video game. So 14 years since he's acted. He was in the documentary Captains in 2011.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think he's doing well medically. I think there's an issue, but
he's a bit mad. He actually wasn't in very many shows. He was in 3 successful shows, and that's pretty much it of his entire legacy. He's in Spencer for Hire, which I've heard about, A Man Called Hawk, and then Star Trek DS9. That's it. Those are his big 3.
Yeah, and A Man Called Hawk was a spin-off from Spencer for Hire. His character was popular in Spencer for Hire, so they did a spin-off show.
Well, it's funny because he had 4 TV movies, Spencer. He played Hawk. Wow, that's cool.
And Eugene puts in 1,000 rubles. Thank you very much, Eugene. Nice to see you again.
Welcome.
I guess there will be some kind of Romulan refugee camp, a.k.a. Rivendell. It's where Picard will meet Elnor. Yes. I'm not looking forward to that guy. His name even looks elfish.
Was that his real name?
Yeah, his name.
I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Or it's similar. I don't know if it is actually Elnor.
Leganor.
But it's very similar.
Yeah. I mean, there's already quite a sort of big cast, you know, and the captain, unless he's got a real backstory, he's always gonna be able just to quip at Picard, and the other lady, because really this is Picard and Soji's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is just doing it because he's there. So the elf guy is just there to help keep him safe. That's it, you know. So he'll know what another person on the ship, but I mean, there's not really that much for them to do or not do. Maybe he's knows the the Jatvash people. I don't know. I mean, they're just kind of like just gonna be on the ride, really. Whereas like Voyager and stuff, or any other shows, it's like it's a group. They all have things to do, and all things to add, and it's a unified force. Here it's just like, well, him plus his team, who are lower on the pecking order and different degrees of lower on pecking order. But yeah, so I can't see him being in it very much as a show. I mean, he hasn't been promoted that much. If you think about it, to different levels of cast promotion, he hasn't been like, look, it's this guy. So I think it'll just be like there, kind of like Worf in a sense. Like doesn't say much.
I think he's going to play a bigger part than we hope for, personally. He seems to have a reverence for Picard for some reason, the way that he's kind of depicted in some of the trailers. And I've kind of heard rumors that he's got these, you know, Picard's kind of like an idol for him almost, like the 2 Romulans that he saved, you know, that are working in the vineyard, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it makes sense. A lot of them would have that. Even though, well, we're still assuming that he defies orders and does save some people. Otherwise, he does why do they have reference for a guy that failed? So there's something else there that we're not knowing. But yes, there's the ship, and then for some reason the captain's getting a new tattoo, because that wasn't modern hip.
Well, he also smokes a cigar too, so it's like they brought swearing, smoking, and it's just a modern day thing.
Yeah, I can tell I'm not gonna like this guy. He's gonna be very contrived and like forced.
He's gonna be like a Han Solo. They're gonna try to go for that rogue kind of Han Solo feel, I think. I'll probably end up liking him, honestly, depending on how he's played. But the kind of character he is, I'm probably gonna like him because I like Lorca after all. So, we'll have to see how that goes.
What a weird thing to have tattoos. And
Romulans still get tattoos. Maybe it's a Romulan tattoo artist as well.
Sure. And look, loads of windows.
It's a mermaid.
Look, Stuart, there's lots of windows. I mean, if this is literally the size of like a bigger runabout, that's fine. But you know, no windows, please.
Yeah. Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $1.99. Tattoos and cigars in the 24th century. Thoughts? Not a fan. Well, tattoos aren't an issue really for me. We've actually, I've kind of talked to, I have a friend who owns a tattoo shop. Well, actually, a few of them here, Neon Crab, and we actually did a interview with Doug Drexler one day for Will's show. Will has a show called Engaged in Ink, and he talked to Doug Drexler about tattoos in Star Trek, and we talked about the ones on the Daemons. The Daemons all had the captain's tattoo on their forehead, or the Daemon tattoo, things like that. But generally, it's not something you see in Star Trek. So I don't have an issue with tattoos so much. The cigars and the swearing, again, it feels just like it's written for a modern day show, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. But we'll have to see how it plays out. As of right now, I'm not super enthusiastic about them, but who knows?
I mean, thing is, it's gonna be the smoking kind of like synthahol, completely non-addictive, completely genetically engineered, cigar without any negatives.
It's a vitamin cigar.
Yeah.
It's like a vape, but it's good for you.
Yeah, and a tattoo is something that you can put on and then off because you can thermal regenerate. I mean, these are things that you're thinking to modern day. It's just like wearing clothes if you really want to, and he's a rogue and therefore he has to be roguish, which means tattoos, because why not? Sure. Yeah. I don't know.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $10. Maybe they will show more of that Romulan stealth. Whatever that word is. Whatever. That's a thing. Sorry to put you on the spot. I can't pronounce that Latin opposite bird word also. Oh, yes. It's like the Romulan symbol thing. Yeah. 265 people here. That is awesome, guys. Welcome to the prediction video. We're just kind of going off the pictures from what's happening next episode and weaving our theories a little bit. So if you have any theories yourself, feel free to super chat them. We'll read them out and discuss them. Yeah, just hit the like button.
It's an interactive conversation with you guys. We're here to have a conversation. But now we get a better view of the bridge. We get an astrogator, which is nice.
Yes.
Very busy and odd LCARs. Just looks cluttered and every color palette. It's weird.
See, the vibe I get from that, seeing that astrogator almost exactly like the TOS era, is that this is going to be an older ship that's been retrofitted. That's why it's got various different holographic displays. There's a new bar for the holographic display put on there. So I think it's going to be an older ship that's basically like the Millennium Falcon. It's just been upgraded and patched together. It's not going to be anything new, state of the art.
Or it's just Discovery era and hasn't been changed at all.
There you go.
I mean, seriously, that could just be off the Discovery, that console. I mean, it looks exactly the same. But don't you just miss having actual displays? Like, see-through, especially with the window, is an awful idea. I didn't assume there'd be holograms like if there's a ship firing you behind, they're firing torpedoes, and you've got a hologram to focus on. I guess you train to this, but like, don't do that. Weird.
Fleet Pass Whipback puts in $1.99, paying for 150 likes. Let's hit 200. Hashtag Picard like spike. That's right, 281 of you here now. The number keeps climbing, so thank you guys for joining. Hit the like button, and like we said, if you have any comments, thoughts, theories, predictions, throw them in the super chat. We'll read them and talk about them, and we would love to have that kind of interactive community vibe, so please do so.
We're definitely going to get this ship we brought to life, and I kind of hope they expound upon, as soon as he beams in, the guy's like, fastest ship in the quadrant, it can make Romulus in 3.2 parsecs. Got 2 microquantums and yeah, it's gonna be something like that.
No, please don't. Even if they just say the word parsec in the next episode, I'll be like, oh, psh. Obvious reference, right?
Now speaking of parsec, no, not really. This next shot, which I actually thought was from the current day, but actually it's got Picard in his Admiral's uniform. I noticed it because of the shuttle, which wasn't the Discovery shuttle car.
Yeah.
But this is in the past. So I'm wondering if they spent all their money and then decided to reuse assets for episode 1 and then didn't bother going back, and so the further we get, the less Discovery stuff they're going to use. Like they're just going to stop using them.
I kind of get that feeling because we did see the rescue fleet and it didn't look very Discovery at all. So maybe that's the
ran out of money. I want to rush it out.
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, uniforms. What's the other uniforms?
And Zeraxis puts in $10. It's really looking like they're going to try to go with a gang of rogues feel for the group dynamic here. More banter and more of a Firefly, Cowboy Bebop, Steel feel. Will be neat to see if it works.
Yes, like Star Trek Renegades.
Yes, and Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tried and tested formula. Firefly did it tremendously well.
Space fantasy, not science. It's not science fiction.
Yeah, and it lets people be more negative to each other, have less good traits. They don't need to be the best of the best because, they're not the best of the best. They're whoever they could get that would do it. Yeah.
And Jarzia puts in $5. Maybe the guy heard about cigars and tried one out of curiosity, then pulled a Bortus and replicated 500 more. Now he's addicted. Sure. Floex 831 puts in $20. Thank you very much, Floex.
Dude.
I'm very excited for the next episode with all its flaws, minor or major. I'm very much enjoying Picard.
As always.
My 2 cents worth. Bruce Maddox is coming, and we'll get a surprise visit from Dr. Crusher. Hope they keep some things secret. Yes, I'm hoping to see Crusher at some point. I don't think it'll be episode 3 by any means. That's going to be near the end. I think when maybe she's a captain right now. That's why he didn't talk to her on Earth to get reinstated.
Well, yeah, she's probably out there. I mean, what easy things make a captain of Pasteur done?
Well, maybe Picard talks to Riker, goes on this mission, and on the way back, the ship gets damaged, and they're all injured, and all of a sudden the Pasteur shows up, and they get beamed aboard, and he wakes up and sees Beverly.
Yep.
And it's like, oh,
hello, Captain Picard.
But
same joke.
Yeah, it would be too much fan service, unfortunately.
But it also makes sense.
It does.
Medical ship.
That's why they won't do it.
Although, speaking of, we know in the non-canon new comics that Geordi is rescue fleet operator or constructor. So there might be the first of the unknown cameos in this flashback episode where we see Admiral Picard talk to Captain Geordi LaForge at Planitia. This is before the incident. That might be our first surprise cameo.
That'd be cool.
Even if it's as simple as. But would the TNG cast want to do just cameos? You know?
For flashbacks and stuff, and then eventually come in during season 2, I think yes. I think it'd be a great way to do it. I hope
so.
Yeah.
Or even just his voice, because in These Are the Voyages, Brent Spiner provided his voice for a new scene with Troy. It's just voiceover, and it was like, great, we got data back, and it was easy and simple. So hopefully, maybe, I mean, it'd be easy, no costume budget. Captain LaForge, can you read me? Yes, Captain. I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Thomas Simonson puts in $5. Thanks again. The swearing is not cool, does not fit. Yeah.
The thing is, it can fit, it can work, if it calls for it. Like for example, the cybernetic, the Daystrom lady, right? If they warped into the Borg cube, and she looks out the window, oh my god, that's fucking massive. Like with scared, like, oh my fucking god, like that's like that sort of response. You can sort of say, okay. This is the thing that killed billions. Still feels a bit forced, but as long as Picard doesn't swear, which he will, they will make him.
Oh, probably.
You fucking Borg!
Well,
get your tits off this, 7 of 9.
Good God. 307 people here watching, listening to Commander Cockington swear up a storm.
Hey,
so thank you guys.
Contextual.
I know. Thank you guys for joining us. That is awesome. Everybody, hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. And if you want to super chat your theories, speculations, predictions,
as you are doing,
thoughts,
keep going.
Yeah. So we do another super chats. Zarkon de Grissom puts in $5. This scene, Picard walks by her office as Bortus yells, "You will be silent," to her.
Also, another great, just keep doing it. Just keep, you'll be silent. Yeah, Stuart, when is the Orville coming out? It's going to be good.
I'm not sure when it's coming out. Fall?
Well, still filming it, so.
Yeah. Eugene throws in 250 rubles. Those 7 lights on the wall in one of previous shots, it feels like Ezo core from Mass Effect. Is that a warp drive? No, I think it's part of the cargo transporter, like one of the lateral vector ones we got introduced to in the Shinzo in Discovery.
Well, if this was a Discovery era ship,
and that's why I think even with the tie-in with the Astrogator, it's just an older ship.
Or like I said, just a hodgepodge, and therefore kids from everything. And Raj says Worf could be captain of the Enterprise E. No, because he was ambassador in DS9. and then back in Nemesis. But I mean, he has more important things to do. He's also ambassador in all good things, so or governor. So he's out Klingoning. He's not Captain Enterprise E.
Klingoning.
But you know what I mean? I don't think he'd be staying Federation bound after a certain point.
He's clinging on. Zeraxis throws in $5.
Thank you.
I want Picard to be injured and then wake up with Pulaski standing over him. And he looks up and says, "Oh, no, not again." Would be dumb, but funny. That would be awesome, actually. I've actually made the comment myself that it'd be kind of neat for Pulaski to show up.
Yeah.
She's still around, so it'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, as we've said, and I said well before, bring in every episode or every other episode an older character, but give him a specific plot point. You need a warp field specialist, bring in Harry Kim. You need a pilot, bring in Tom Paris. You need a security officer. You know what I mean? There's specialists. That's part of why every single actor that we saw in the shows, they all were special in a different way. Like Ensign Harry Kim was one of the youngest ensigns ever to graduate. Like, he was one of the youngest bright stars. Or Kira Reese, she was an ex-terrorist and trusted leader and then did it. Like, all these people were there for a reason. Except Lita, except she was hot, I guess. She was there for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But then she made something of that. But anyway, shot of the lady looking at a thing. There you go.
Cool. Tyler, though, puts in $2. Think we'll see Q in Picard. Probably.
I hope not.
Probably will. Maybe near the end of the season, last episode or something silly. Who knows? But I think he will make a reappearance at some point.
Yeah, it would only work for me as a end of season 1. Like, maybe everything fails and Q turns up and says, "Well, Jean-Luc, do you want a second chance?" "Yes, Q." "Well, you'll pay a great sacrifice." "I'll do it." Something specific at the end for like 2 seconds. Do the Mark Hamill Last Jedi, but say more than no lines. But it's so contrived to bring Q back, because once you bring back a god entity, it's like, well, he could just bring Data back.
Then you question everything that's going on. Is this all a test? Is this gonna...
But that's just TNG again, and they don't want to make TNG again. So having Q be in it at all makes it, like you say, just another level of that. Because then the test has never ended, and he's still under trial, and then it's just... This isn't a TNG sequel, they said. You know what I mean? But yes, there's Picard at the Chateau. Who cares? Moving on. Then you have a game, Stuart. That Soji or Hugh, probably Hugh actually now I'm looking at the... No, got pointy nails. No, it's someone else, because he got pointy nails.
That'll be Soji.
But does she wear black?
I mean, in her off time, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I thought it was, but then...
And the hair, I think that's hair there. No, it's maybe not, but...
Oh, it could be the alien that yells at Soji, maybe. Maybe they walk into the room and she's laying down things, and then... Because that's the next frame, is this lady that's like, "I know you! I know you!" That one.
Yeah, well... Yeah, is it a game? Is it a fortune-telling thing? Could be a Romulan fortune-telling or a Borg, whatever she is. She looks like a Romulan Borg, ex-Borg, so... Trent Collicott, though, puts in $7 Canadian. Coming in late, scrolling back to the start. Here's a couple bucks. Thank you very much, Trent. Much appreciated.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Zeraxis, $2. Q turns up at the end with a mariachi band again.
I mean,
Zarkon D. Grissom. Oh.
Well, you have to be so clever with that. If he sets up the season 2 arc,
Yeah.
He has to be a specific part of a specific massive thing that isn't season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we do see him in season 1, it'll be at the very end. I hope we don't. I don't think we'll see him necessarily, but
it'd be a better end of season 2. We're not expecting it, Otherwise, then what have you had from Picard? You've had Borg, you've had Romulans, you've had Q. That's just the checklist, isn't it?
And all the other cameos that might pop up during the course.
And these are things we do want. We just want them in a cleverly written story.
Yes.
That's the thing. Whereas like Beyond was a good new story using new things. Into Darkness was a bad story using old things. But you could do a good story. Whereas Wrath of Khan is a new story using old ideas. So you can do it right. You can do it wrong. So we always hope for right.
Yeah. Zarkon D. Grissom throws in $5.
Hey.
Picard steals the Excelsior from the Space Museum and is chased around space dock by an Oberth ship.
I mean, that's the only ship that couldn't fight him, yeah.
Sure. Eugene, 500 rubles. I guess we will see Q in the very end of season 1 when all hope is lost. We'll hear, my, mon capitan. What have you got yourself into this time, Jean-Luc?
Yeah.
Possibly.
And Joe B says, the actress that plays Pulaski is 81 years old. She's not coming back. But Patrick Stewart is 79. And he's the 10-episode lead of a show. So exactly. I completely disregard... No, Joe. I mean, she might be less well, but age has nothing to do with it.
Especially if it's just a cameo or a small part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this lady that you have on the screen now, the Romulan Borg, ex-Borg, that's what she looks like, or Vulcan, could be some sort of fortune teller. That's what the cards are. It's either a card game that Soji and maybe Narek are playing, or it could be some kind of weird mystical fortune telling thing. I can see that, actually. I can see them doing that. So again, kind of neat if it's done right.
No, I just linked some stuff in my brain. So they call her Destroyer, and it's in the context of these people saying that, what if... So she's ex-Borg, obviously. I like the idea that she's ex-Vulcan, because then you can say that once assimilated, you can never regain your mental blocks to emotion. So she's no longer... She can never be a Vulcan. She's now like this broken Vulcan. But what if, because she knows the idea of what synthetic is, she can sort of understand that Soji is a synthetic human, and thereby saying you're the Destroyer because that was what Law did, that was the bad, they sort of wanted to be that, but really it was also bad. So she understands that she's a Destroyer because she is synthetic and could lead to the end of them, but in a different way.
I'd buy that.
Do you have to go, Stuart, for a second?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay, see you in a minute. What do you guys think about my idea? Let me know. Oh, Doug. Not letting me send a super chat right up to where I put the text in the chat is fine, then to buy and send grades out. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, it might be, there might be a limit of characters per super chat, so I would try writing less and see if it goes through. And then we can read your non-super chat right after.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello. You right?
I am wonderful.
You sound it.
Shut up.
What do you think about that, being that she senses she's an android and therefore the Destroyer because Hugh or whatever did that?
That's why I think it might tie into the whole fortune telling thing, because she can't read her or whatever because she's not really like a person. But yeah, I could definitely see some kind of link there. So yeah, I agree. Zeraxis though puts $5. Normally Q would fit in excellently to a filler episode to help set the tone, but we don't really have spare episodes to act as filler this time.
And I can imagine that once we hit episode 4, it'll be constant action in the sense of progressive moving forward. That they're going to use every moment they have to do stuff. I kind of hope they suddenly jump in length of time, because maybe they pitch that as like sort of a mini movie. And that was like the first 3 is 2 hours, and they'll be slightly longer, because then it's like we want to get as much out of it as possible. I don't know. Yeah. The next picture though is the attack on the chateau. The Romulan death people are attacking, and the guy is defending. So the end of the chateau as we know it. And no one's surprised, because they could attack at any time. Or do you think this is after Picard leaves and they go in and murder both the two Romulans? Because if he's out doing other stuff, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's already left, and then they all get killed. Maybe, that's sad for the audience.
Maybe this is happening while he's visiting Rafi, then goes back to the chateau, and that's when Seven shows up or something. Who knows?
What do you think? To kill them or not? I mean, we like them, so it's only be impactful. Give them motivation.
I want to say no, but I have a feeling that yes, they will kill them. Just to give them more incentive for Picard, which is sad. At least one of them, perhaps. Not maybe both, but...
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that. That's not good.
So, it's the expectations of these characters, because it's weird to have them be important and then leave Earth, because then they're not going to be in it. But if you basically just set them up to kill them, then you get the emotional payoff of that. Sad. You know?
Well, and it also shows that nobody's safe. You know, anybody can die.
Kind of, but if you invent characters to get killed, it still tells you the most important ones won't get killed. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's tricky. It's tricky.
It is. Sarkon D. Grissom puts in $2. Is that a Halo needler gun?
No. But fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want those two to die. I really like those characters.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
And Doug, part of that is the more you super chat, the more you can do. So I think that's why you're limited in characters.
Yes.
Sarkon
D. Grissom did 3 super chats the other day, like one of 3. Yeah. 2 of 3, just so we could get the whole message in. So that's a good way to do it.
If you super chat and then quickly type the rest as a new non-super chat, we'll read both. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
You alert us to your name, and then we'll, you know. Next picture though is again another assault stealth rifle shooting another dude. Still a terrible rifle design, but oh well. Capuy.
Kirian JL Henfling, $5 Australian. Thank you very much. Morning from Sydney, Australia, guys. Good morning.
Morning. It's late for me and it's middle of the day for him.
Well, not middle of the day. It's the end of the day. It's the evening. But
I guess I have long. Well, no, you have the same long days as me. What do you mean? How is it middle of the day if you're awake till 3 as well?
Well, it's the middle of my day. It's not the middle of the day.
Okay.
Think about it. Most people aren't up till 3 in the morning like I am. So.
Like we are.
Yes. Who would you like to see popping up throughout the show? Anyone obscure?
Well, I mean, Hugh was pretty damn obscure. I mean, that was a victory for canon.
Pulaski would be great again.
And he hates Pulaski, remember?
Right? What about Barkley?
Barkley's good. No, Barkley's a strong shout.
Yeah.
I mean,
so many people that would be excellent.
Have Zimmerman as a pro-synthetic chap. Bring Denatra back, obviously. Sealer.
Well,
we talked about Sealer. Yeah. Sealer's the obvious one.
I would love to see Guinan back for season 2. Oh, wait, she's going to be. All right, cool. There you go.
But Sealer's a really good one, narratively speaking. She makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Morn.
Yes, people from other series like Voyager DS9 would be fantastic.
Yeah, you know, Captain Tom Paris. I mean, these, or as we say, Captain Harry Kim. I mean, that's the. You want about getting fan cred from the fans. If you put, you know, Harry Kim, and he could, you know, be warping in Rhode Island. Just have it just update the details a little bit. It warps in, and we're like, oh shit, and he looks better than he did in Endgame, and that was, you know, wow, you did him the Rhode Island shit. Cool.
Yeah.
Shocking.
There's a lot that we would like to see, and a lot that would work very well. So, Zeraxis though throws in $5. I suspect they may kill off the guy Romulan housekeeper to convince the other one to go on a side quest of investigation and act as an exposition.
Yep. Nope. Leader. I love that. Yep. That's a really good idea.
Please no.
Yeah.
I like them too much. Don't kill them. If they kill them, I'm not going to watch any more episodes, and you can do these reviews by yourself.
Well, so Sylvia will do your first reactions then, because we still got to have them out.
No, I'll just sit there and just stare blankly at the camera. People can chat in the chat by themselves. That's fine.
I mean, great. Sounds charming.
Or yeah, I'll get Sylvia to do my first reactions. She can come on here and talk with you about it. There you
go.
Yeah. Doug Van Dorn, though, throws in $5. Okay, Maddox actor, Brophy not listed in IMDb cast list through the end of the season. Q actor Delancey either could be held out, of course. So yeah, if Q was showing up at the last episode, they would not have him in IMDb right now. There's no way. We talked about that earlier about IMDb, and it's kind of spoilery a lot of times when you see what episodes they'll be in. So,
but also they're wrong because people you got to actively add them to it, as we said earlier. So if they're not actively added, they're not, you know. I mean, some shows cast lists appeared like almost nobody because like the extras even like the companies don't tend to put them on. You know, like Contest Brent's only one episode.
If it's a major movie, the movie company, I'm sure, does most of the work. But then the extras that aren't listed have to add their own information. But that's for major motion pictures. I think it's different for television. I don't know if they have a specific person at CBS that maybe works on IMDb. I mean, it's totally plausible, but
I mean, you just pay a guy to do it. You know, I mean, yeah. But I mean, lots of people put that. I mean, you got Terran Settler Kid, Kestra, Young Eleanor, Romulan Guard, Bartender. People we haven't seen yet. They've put their own things. Trill Assistant uncredited, Starfleet Commander uncredited, Matt Freeman. So it's up to people. Obviously, he was proud and wanted to include his own name because it's just part of the IMDb. But yeah, they're not going to want spoilers. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably part of the NDA. You can't add your information to IMDb till after the season's out.
Well, yeah, according to this, Alex Dial, who played F8, is only in one episode. You tell me we don't see synthetics again? Of course we do.
We might not see F8 specifically, though. We might see another one.
But it's the same actor. They're all the same.
Are you sure they're all the same, though?
Yes, it was a digital effect. Although, Douglas Tate, he's a Tellurite in 2 episodes.
But...
So there you go, Tellurites are in, confirmed. Scoop.
As far as the synthetics go, he was only the F series. Maybe there's a B series. It's a different actor. It's to look different to kind of mix up the synthetic thing. Who knows?
Sure.
Zeraxis, though, throws in $5.
Thank you.
The more I see, the more I think we're going to get a time travel arc at some point as a method to correct a lot of the events in Discovery and Picard. Not correct, I think, to tie in with Discovery, possibly.
To make it more real and say, well, of course, if Picard walks on Discovery, then it must be canon.
Exactly.
It's obviously the same universe.
If he meets Michael Burnham, then there you go.
Because the fact is, you've got all these sets available. You know, they could be a Discovery class still serving, because why the F not? And they use it as a redress. According to this one as well, the Commodore is only 1 episode. You wouldn't hire such a big actress to be 1 episode.
Yeah, and her arc isn't finished yet.
Yeah. So straight away you know that's wrong, because she'd be in more than that.
Yeah. Zarkandi Grissom, $5.
Dude, you're killing it. Come on.
You're
Jesus.
awesome, man. They don't need to kill the guy. They can make him have an adventure in a closet. LOL. We can hope. Oh, yes. I mean, sure. But, yeah. Fiddleheads, though, $2. Kestra is likely Troy's sister's namesake. That's Troy's sister? Seriously? Kestra? Played by... I just had her name. Anyway.
Don't know. You lost me there.
Zeraxis, $2. Gonna be a B8 model of Android as a misdirect.
Oh, although Brian Melishi says IMDb is controlled by Zadvasht. Or
yes.
Jadvash.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst. That's who played Troy's sister in that one episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But yes, the next picture is Picard. So Picard is at the chateau getting shot up. So, but we knew that from our previous though when he was shooting his own phaser. So, maybe that's in the end of the episode, and then this makes him leave. Maybe he thinks he can be slower, and then after this he goes to the Romulan camp. And after that he goes straight to the ship. Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know exactly how everything's gonna play out.
But something we can talk about, though, is the first clearest reveal of the new hero ship. They did show us an image. I've heavily digitally brightened it because it's incredibly dark. And that does give us a full idea of the shape and or colour. And we can assume 9/10 designed by John Eaves, in terms of, like, we can be sure 9 out of 10 designed by John Eaves. Yeah.
Again, it's got a very Firefly type vibe to it, or Battlestar Galactica.
Firefly? Where did you get Firefly from?
because I think it looks Firefly-ish, like one of the ships where it would be in that show.
Oh, not Firefly itself.
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, because that's Firefly.
Mandalorian ship looks like Firefly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because it's too angular to be. Firefly's more. It looks, it looks Mass Effect-y. If you've seen a couple of those with us, and the red again. The red is weird, and that many stripes. I don't really understand any of why. But at least
why are there red stripes all over the Discovery ship?
Because they're dumb. I mean, there you go. That's the easy reason. But at least it's small, and you can now see the proportions. We now know the window size is damn small. So that front bit is just the cockpit, and I mean, it is like 2 decks, and maybe some stuff in the wings. But I mean, this is a tiny. It's more than Defiant for sure.
Aaron Salisbury puts in $5.
Thank you.
BS. The Commodore's arc is done because Starfleet's arc is done. She served as a device to launch Picard out into his adventure. Very much doubt that.
I would put money against that, but okay.
Yeah. What angle is that shot from? Says Minkin 2. I don't know.
Is there shot that? So you can see the front bridge and then 2 pylons. The left is the back, it's the engines, and the right is the front, and it's got 2 spikes and a middle cockpity bit. I mean, I'm sure they told him make it look like nothing in Trek. I mean, it doesn't look like anything in Trek.
Yeah.
It has no familiar anythings. I mean, it's not Trek at all.
Zorkandi Grissom again puts in $2 and says, looks almost like a ship from Wing Commander.
I mean, it's not like it's a bad design. It's just so basic that it's just like, okay, you know, it's got no personality really. It's just a bit pointy.
Yeah.
You know, not what I'm gonna want to get on my wall.
Serac.
But I said that for the Eagle ones. But I said that for Discovery, and I got those as well. So, but the Klingon ships are worse. This is better than the Klingon ships because at least this isn't bad. It's just not very interesting.
Yeah. Seraxis though, $5. Runabout is 20 meters long, so this looks like it may be about 60.
Yeah.
With wider frame, so more internal space, so decent room for a crew of 5 or 6. Yeah.
I would buy that.
We talked about that before. But the top deck is like the bridge and whatever, and then the bottom deck's like a cargo hold. I get a very cargo-y kind of vibe from the ship. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Drew out there points out, I did mention that earlier, but yes, they built a full inside and out, although they didn't actually build the outside. They just mean that in the sense of they could have. I doubt they actually built a physical exterior because, like, even if they land it, that's a weird thing to do. But yeah, sounds about right size-wise. You know, it makes sense. It's a secondary, you know, civilian-y thing. But it's not going to be one of the best hero ships. It's not going to be memorable, you know? Because it's funny because the Icarus from Renegades, I think, has so much more personality than this. Like, that has a really unique vibe, all the detail. Like, where's its phaser strips? Where's its, you know what I mean? There's no phaser, there's no grievers, there's no tractor beam emitters, there's no escape pod hatches. I mean, it's just a boring Discovery clean hull, but each have all those details. Doesn't matter if it's civilian or not, it should still have some of these things. You know, it's basic military tech, and since this tech's been around for decades, the civilians would have access to it because, of course they would. Especially if they're having shuttles from 150 years ago. Of course they have access to old, you know, nebulas that they can then strip the phase strips off or just build new ones because the tech's been around for a long time.
Chris Gwillem puts in £2. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you.
When will the Picard Eagle Moss range be released?
Ben said this time next year. Yeah, he mentioned that recently on Twitter.
Time.
Well, they didn't get the assets till this last month, and they take about a year to make. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shouldn't have phaser strips, yes, non-stuff weaponry. Why shouldn't have phaser strips? Phaser strips are incredibly effective. What else do we have? Phaser turrets? Why? Phaser strips are more effective. Like, civilians would...
Phaser strips have been around since Enterprise C as well.
Yeah, so it's old tech. It's more efficient than, you know, just line... I mean, because you can imagine... Just like the Icarus, look at the 2 outstretched pylons. You put a phaser strip in each of those, you've got amazing cover line of fire, haven't you? like brilliant. You've got put one phase strip on the top center, and one on either side of the things. You got great. Phase strips are Federation weapons.
Sorry.
Yes, and this is a Federation ship, just not Starfleet. Like it's civilians. They're in the Federation.
Well, we don't know that. It could be a Tellarite ship. We could learn that
Tellarites in the Federation.
Claimed ship. Oh my God.
Well, that's why it's a Federation, not Starfleet.
I think he meant Starfleet.
Well, that's why I said
anyway.
It's not Starfleet, it's Federation.
Zarkon D. Grissom puts in $5. Picard's first look at it says, "What a piece of junk." Oh, wrong franchise. What a piece of junk.
Sure. Well, I'm intrigued that in this scene, this is before he has his jacket. His special jacket. So I think he might go up to the ship quickly, get his captain, and then he has to go down. Yeah, I'm going to bet that he gets the captain right away, that maybe Rafi takes him directly to the captain. You do those scenes, then he says, "Yes, we will take your ship." He's like, "Yeah, I'll take you, old man. I'll let you go on my ship." And then he'd go off and do something else. That's why he's in 2. That's why so now that he's got his ship, he can put on his like jacket. Now he's in the I'm going to be practical mode rather than the I'm still the old man. That's what I'm going to say. That's my absolute prediction there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the backpack on, and this is the scene. This is where he does say engage. So this could be like, I'll take you.
Or after. Yeah.
On your trip. I'll take you on your trip, and you'll be like, engage. I'm just joking, and then go down back to Chateau Picard or something. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Fleet Pod Swiftback puts in $2.
Hey.
We hit 200 again at 250. We can do it. Hashtag make Fleet Pod Swiftback pay.
And the next one is the holo things, very, very sci-fi, moving holograms. I think it's very on Star Trek tech, but whatever. Then we see the back view of the ship. Now all the lights are one color. And I think I added more detail to the model as well. It vumps away. Hopefully, Stuart, we're going to see warp, and it won't be Discovery warp. It will be Discovery warp, but hopefully it won't be Discovery warp. Like, it will be, because they're not going to bother making a new one. It'll be Discovery warp, 100%. And we'll make an episode of complaining. Rightly so.
Are you tired?
Yes, very.
You just sound very grumpy. Saraxis puts in $5. I suspect they'll operate this ship more like a fighter with low gimbal range weapons, but for a ship that size, it's not necessarily an issue.
Yeah. More fighter.
You don't have Death Blossom.
You don't know that, Stuart. I mean, it kind of like fire all quantums. It has like 8 launchers that recess. They pop out and then it fires. That'd be kind of cool. No, absolutely. I think this will be it. This will be a more fighting combat, which is why I think that they're going to have a larger Federation vessel, which gives us the classic aesthetic, captured by either a legacy character or the friend of a legacy or something like that. And that's going to be, they're going to try and stop him and then help basically Renegades, which was great. And so we're going to get best of those both worlds. One that's totally not Starfleet or Star Trek looking, one that is, and then they'll work together. I think that's absolutely, or the Commodore's controlling it, and that's the way of keeping track of Picard in the second half. And that'll be the sort of the end fight. It'll be him fighting Starfleet physically, literally, like they did with the Admiral that took over in DS9.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm just going
to be
home for a ship.
I think there's going to be a Starfleet tussle somewhere near the end of this.
Yeah.
Because Starfleet did not want him going on this mission. Because the Admiral, or the Commodore even said, Admiral Clancy's can kind of convince me that Picard's, he's going to just back down.
Sufficiently not engaged anymore.
Dissuaded.
Yeah. Now, do you think, though, that so Picard's a civilian. If he tells them a problem, they choose not to act. Do they have any rights to actively like arrest him or stop him if he just hires a private vessel?
If he's going into Romulan space, I'm sure that's a bit of an issue. Yeah.
What what if he just gets permission? Like, what? I mean, he can't just call the Romulan government and say, "I'd love to come." I mean, you know what I mean? He should have enough pull. So if they say yes,
if he gets permission, yeah, because he does have pull with the Romulans for sure. But I have a feeling that this Borg cube is kind of off limits to even just regular Romulan, just military probably.
You need an appointment.
Well, the one girl, her thing got revoked, and then months later it was reinstated for no reason. And Soji's like, yeah, that's the way it is. So
yeah,
I think there's going to be some kind of issue there. So yes, if he's violating that kind of thing where he's going somewhere where he shouldn't, I think it'll raise Starfleet's hackles quite a bit.
Well, they would have thought that the Romans, it's their job to stop him, not Starfleet. I was wondering like how they could push that so they can stop him, you know, because he's just a free man.
Well, yeah. There is going to be some kind of Starfleet tussle somewhere in this, though, on the way back or something. Especially if they got a fleet of Romulan ships or bad guys after them. Who knows?
But we do know that with 292 people watching, which is brilliant, but only 206 likes. That might sound like a lot, but already 8 of you haven't liked. And that, to me, makes me sad. So please, click like. I want to see 210, 250, 220, Stuart. I want to challenge the audience. 220? Do what do they call it? A like spike? I want to coin that.
Like spike.
Yeah. I'm challenging.
That was my idea. Hashtag like spike.
There you go. Stuart's the genius, and therefore click the button.
Oh, Dreamer out there sent to PayPal. So let me check the PayPal.
$219. 221. We did it, Stuart. Aha!
There you go.
You guys succeeded.
PayPal, 638 Canadian. One issue I noticed when Picard shows up at Starfleet HQ, the desks just had floating hollows, no screens, no consoles, no nothing. Very low budget. They didn't build anything. What happens if the holographics go offline? There are no backups, no redundancies, nor does it show where the hollows are projecting from. I fear the ship will look like this. They'd just be sitting at a desk with nothing but a holographic control station. I really hope it isn't that. We've talked about that a few times. It's always good to have tactile buttons and switches and stuff in case power goes down. Then you can jury-rig things to work. If there's just nothing, there's a bit of an issue. So
the problem is yes, if the hologram fails, what do you do? But what if the screen fails on an LCARS pad? What do you do? It's the exact same problem, just a more sci-fi method. And then there was places the holograms came from. You saw little bars, and low budget. It's actually more budget to do 3D hologram tracking sometimes than building a cheap box. It's just wood, and like that's actually cheaper to build it. So it's more expensive with digital stuff because you got to, that rotoscope, whatever. They just wanted a look and feel, and I also think they didn't want to affect because they weren't sets. They were like parts of that building. I assume they were just physical locations they used rather than actually like they didn't build the Admiral's office. I didn't get the sense it was just a room they found and liked. I think maybe that they tried to save money every place they could in the first 3. Because we're gonna get a lot of Borg cube interior, we're gonna get this new ship, we're gonna get an alien ship. I think that might be what happened. They know that a lot of it is on the back end when the scope increases, and so they use the excuse of this slow build to keep it very low budget. Because the thing is, you film every single vineyard sequence in like 2 weeks out of sequence at one go. All the actors, boom, that's 4 episodes worth of vineyard done. And he goes to location. So I think that's you can do it very cleverly. So I think we're going to see a lot of sun budget increase.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Zarkon D. Grissom, $5. Is that the Battlestar Galactica launch base set? Just thinking.
Yes.
Could be.
They bought it from Universal. Redressed it. Yep.
I believe it.
Yep.
Hellrats 96, $2. I want to see Captain LaForge and the Challenger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such an obvious way. And is that even a I've forgotten the word. What do you call it? Fan. So yeah, it's even fan service just to see the character on his future ship in a situation. Is it even fan service? It was just the situation.
I mean, the haters are going to call it out to be fan service if it's, So regardless, whether it's fan service or not, whether it's done well or not, some people are going to love it and some people are going to hate it.
But it's like if you had to pick random actor captain or Geordie of the Challenger, why would you not want to include, It's right there. Yeah. Same with the Rhode Island. Yeah. Why pick something that's not Rhode Island?
Because it comes down to the fact that they don't care, they don't know, or both. So. And Strict9 says, give us some damn fan service crap. I'm tired of what we've gotten so far. Yeah. Fan service I like fan service if it's done good. So
it's just using the universe. There's some articles, some YouTube, like some bigger site like Collider or Screen Junkies. They were saying, where is that line between fan service and just using the world? It was a reference to Star Wars, but if you like Mandalorian, if you see that Jawa, is that fan service or just saying, well, they have inbuilt universe, scavengers? Do you invent a new thing which you may or may not like, or just use Jawas that already exist? Well, is it fan service using the universe? The Imperials need to use blasters. Let's invent new ones. Why? Fuck off. Or just use the ones they have in their armory that we know they have. Oh, it's fan service. There's fan service using the 11 blaster. No, it's just the kit they use. So I hate that argument. Having Picard say engage because it's fun, that's pandering to fans. That's a non-narrative thing. Now, if he was actually like ceremonially given command of a new ship, and there's a cool scene where he's like ready to go, and there's epic things like right engage, like there's a setup that you can make that work. But the context of the show, this show just feels like they're like, do you want to say it for old time's sake? Oh yes, I will engage. And it's like, well, that's just, you know what I mean? That's fan service. The other one's functional. It's like the comm badge. The comm badge is not fan service. It's he still has his old comm badge, and they use it like a phone because that's his function. But obviously, I'm preaching to the choir there, Stuart. Obviously. Yes.
Siraxis, though, $5. One of two. Another one incoming. It's like the argument between manual backups on modern fighter aircraft. Modern fighters are designed to be unstable intentionally.
Okay.
And then he goes on to say, part 2, so they can't be flown safely without computer control anyways. There's a similar issue that arises regarding electrical systems and hydraulics. Yeah. Yes, things have to be computer actuated or whatever to actually fly these planes. Fly by. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, well said.
Starship Mango.
And what is that?
£2.
Is that the Phase 2 or Discovery Prize on his picture? Mr. Mango, what ship is that? So, what does he say?
Starship Mango, £2. Hey, Captain and Commander, he says.
Hello!
That's the Orville symbol. Anywho, Zarkandi Grissom, $5. Fan service. Definitely was the Jawas were doing what Jawas do. The Tribble on Lorca's desk wasn't. Oh, the difference was the Jawas. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, especially that Tribble didn't even mean anything. Like, it should have yelled at people. It should have yelled at, Tyler. Like, that was the point of that Tribble. Yeah. Because Tribbles aren't safe to keep on the... Especially now we know they're human-made.
And beside a bowl of fortune cookies that they could eat. Anyway.
They really didn't care, did they, Stuart? Season 1, first half. Remember, Stuart, they only hired canon experts in the second half of the season. See everything you need to know. Basically, it was a reboot that then said it was canon. That's what it was.
Yeah. I wonder if Captain Picard's combat has a message feature. You have reached Captain Picard. He is not available right now. Leave a message after the beep.
You have reached ex-Admiral Picard. If you're from Starfleet, you can go bugger off. If you're not from Starfleet, please leave a message after the beep. No, just kidding. Phone me at the house at 010-212 click click bloop bloop and say one word in French. He's a crazy man.
Yes. Does anyone think Geordi will be captain of the USS Challenger in charge of Picard? Probably not. But it would be nice. Would be nice. So. But yeah, it's going to be great to actually, having seen the next one tomorrow, to, know that we're caught up with everybody that went to the premiere. And so now it's just fresh for everybody. That'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
We can all move forward together. But it is so nice that this show, obviously, this show, I think, is clearly a people are enjoying it more, but it's definitely a better show than Discovery. And so I hope that continues to escalate in coolness,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So guys, 293 of you still left. That is awesome. Make sure you hit that like button. And if anybody has any more predictions or theories or anything they want to shout out, by all means, feel free to drop a super chat. We will read it and talk about it. But I think we're probably wrapping up soon here.
Gone through the pictures, we've had a discussion. I've definitely opened my mind as to what could be happening. I feel more solid about what will. Okay, well, let me ask you some pointing questions while people line up. So yeah, guys, as Stuart said, now's your chance. Super chat, even $1, some things you think about, and we'll discuss them. Sort of a quick fire round. But Stuart, let's do some. Do you think that it'll cut straight into either a flashback or with Ravi in real time? First scene, if you had to say one of the two.
Real time.
Okay. Do you think it's going to start with space, as the last two have started, or with something else?
Something else.
Do you think the Picard flashbacks are going to be over 5 minutes or under 5 minutes?
Ooh.
And if you can be more specific, please, if you've, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, see who's closest.
Ooh, it's going to be under 5 minutes. I'd say I'll give it 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say under
and maybe
4.
not all in one. Maybe not all in one section either.
Yep.
It might be broken up. So
100%. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that? Well, you think the end is going to be engaged?
Maybe not engage, but at least the warp out. Yes, on the way to the mission.
I think it's going to be engage and then cut to Borg cube, as I've been doing every week.
Maybe, yeah, you're maybe actually right.
I think we'll cut
but
to.
I'm gonna still say the warp thing.
No, yeah, it makes sense from the pilot perspective. Do you think we're gonna like Legolas or not?
Well, I've already got a dislike of him already, so.
But I had that for the other Romulan, and he impressed me.
I know.
So.
He has to earn it, but I think we'll probably end up liking him. But he's not going to feel very Romulan, I don't think.
Do you think either or both of the Romulan helpers are going to get killed?
At least one of them is going to get killed, but I believe probably both.
But do you think that getting killed is actually a trick? A Tal Shiar trick? Because they're actually secretly playing for the other side.
Oh, man.
I said that last week, or during our mini reviews.
I know.
They could be Jack Vash, one of them could be your, that's the clever long play.
I don't think there's Vash. They still might be Tal Shiar. I doubt it, though. So if they die, they're dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are we going to see Soji or Narek slightly less clothed again? Are they going to be doing it again?
Not necessarily doing it, but at least kissing and chatting.
Fondling. So. Okay, do you have any questions for me before I go back and answer what I think for the ones I asked you?
Do you think we're going to see the ship early in the episode or just near the end?
I think it's going to be second scene, like second change after we get established the lady. She's going to take him straight to the ship, and then he's going to move to, okay, now I need more of my crew. Now I've got a ship. I think that's going to be the play. Surprise you with that. Or even might even start with going to the ship and then go back to Ravi, like a flashback. No, not really that, but if you want to keep doing like cut to space at the start, 'cause it's been 2 in a row now. Any other questions?
Do you think they're going to start off with a Hugh and Soji scene, or is that going to be later in the episode?
I think that'll be an instant reveal. They keep doing that. I think as soon as we see Soji, she's going to say, right, today he's walking into the, room to talk to the Borg people. And he's talking to the people, and she walks up to him and he does a turn, and we're like, oh, it's Hugh. And she's like, hello, Hugh, how you doing? Not great, Miss Soji. It'll be that sort of scene, I think. And then we'll just jump right into that.
But you think it'll be... I can see that being the opening scene of the episode, though, for some reason. I don't know.
I think we're opening the Borg subplot. I don't think that'll be... I think we're going straight into the Picard, straight from where it left off, I think.
Okay.
Anything else? That's a good question.
I can't think of anything else offhand. So.
That's a good question, though. What did I ask you? See, now I've forgotten because you had good questions, actually. You made me think.
I've forgotten, too.
Okay, guys, it doesn't matter.
It's going to end with the warp out?
Yeah, but like I say, they'll end with a warp out and then Borg. That'll be... They'll have their own Borg thing. I think the Borg end thing will be the Romulan sister saying something like, your progress is too slow. If you don't do something, I will. Dum dum dum. Because I think he's going to fall so much in love with the concept of Soji that he's going to help her escape. And that'll be the catalyst for that. But he has to be threatened by the sister to force that. Because like I said, I think the Soji subplot will be sort of not fixed, but I think Picard's going to find her by episode 5, maybe 6 pushing it, and then we're going to get a secondary entire storyline with the synthetics, Maddox, the Borg, something else in the second half that's not at all been remotely speculated on. That's my absolute theory there.
Gotcha. Eugene, though, puts in 250 rubles. Well, they still may not actually not exist. I mean, no, they'll exist.
Wow.
Maybe it just ends with Picard waking up. Who knows?
And I do think the house guests will either die or not die and then be secretly...
It's going to be a double twist.
Yeah. I see that being a thing.
Ugh. Zarkon D. Grissom, $5. Maybe both Picard's Romulan friends turn on him when he wants to leave because they are agents.
Not based on what we've had so far, no.
Yeah. And Joey says maybe his 2 friends are actually keeping an eye on him. I doubt that very much, just because why would they keep an eye on this retired old admiral who basically helps save their people? I mean, they keep an eye on him in a good way to make sure he's safe, but not as he's an important part of Starfleet that could, we got to keep tabs on him kind of vibe, so.
Yeah.
Apparently Zaban shows up in the cast list near the end of the season, so he at least survives, it seems.
Again,
Doug Van Dorn said.
Not going to trust the IMDb.
No. Those are misleading. And they do it on purpose, too, sometimes.
Yeah. Oh. Which is fine. I would rather be surprised by this show.
Yes. Well, yeah, we've said that all.
Like, imagine if we didn't know Data was in it and the first scene was with Data in uniform. That would have blown our minds. We would have had a massive erection and be completed by this whole sequence. Not to be too graphic, but come on. If you didn't know.
Yeah, they kind of blew their load all over the Data scenes, though.
So there's better be more. But I don't think it'll be Data until mid-season. I think he might be the start, the middle, and the end. That will be a good way of, metering him out. Actually, that's what I was going to say. I think that when the second plot takes over, he's going to be there to guide Picard as well. And at the end, he's going to be, have some closure or whatever.
I think Soji's going to start seeing images of the Data. I mean, if she was made from his positronic neuron, the elements of him there that start to creep up.
Maybe. That would be good. I could see that. Like tapping into those memories, having conversations with Data. That could be great. That could be really great. Yeah.
Somehow doubt it, but you know. So yeah. I'm prediction. So
we've had a good chat, Stuart. 251 likes, which is great. Over 300 people, which is even better. And guys, who wants to be the final super chat? And this is the final super chat, apart from Fleetport, because that doesn't count because he's on our admins. Final super chat of our predictions before the next episode comes out in a few hours for all of you lucky people, and a few more for me, the less lucky people.
Well, Fleetpot Swiftback
doesn't count.
You don't count, man. You don't count, Tyler.
Because you're too important, you know.
Gonna pay for 250 on Faith. Cap finished the song. Which song? Oh, Faith of the Heart.
And we did hit 254. And guys, hey, if you want to get us to 275 likes, because genuinely speaking, you don't need an account on YouTube to click like. Also, I hear. There's so many of you watching. I'm sure 20 of you haven't clicked like. If we can hit 275, that will help our algorithm, I'm sure. So, come on.
Mm-hmm. And we got a couple more super chats. So there's a battle for the last super chat place.
Currently, Lindsay is winning. So if they want Lindsay to win,
Zarkon D. Grissom, $5. Section 42 shows up. They control Section 31. Romulan, Tal Shiar, and the other alphabet soups. LOL. Love it.
I actually love that to happen. That would be a brilliant reveal. You thought Section 31 was bad. Well, Section 41 was the real villain. That'd be great.
This conspiracy brought to you by
Tribbles.
Number 41.
Oh, yeah. And turns out that Q is part of Section 41 the whole time. The Q and ever the Q, they were Section 41. They are that powerful. Actually, that'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Jesus.
Syraxis. $10. Prediction. Zot-Vosh will be a new organization created by Sela by co-opting the myth of the organization, and will get a Tal Shiar versus Zot-Vosh subplot. Becomes a primary plot in later seasons. Hey, I would love that. That's actually fantastic.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
you're hired.
Yeah. Well, no, that's doubly perfect, because you can imagine that if Sela created it, she could influence, like, she could start mentioning, oh, wait, have you heard of the Zat-Vash? No, what's that? Didn't you know? It's the super... But don't tell anyone. It's a super secret organization that's been around for thousands of years. Yeah. You didn't know about it?
My badge that I have in my hand, because, we walk around with our secret badge.
Yeah. But seriously, if 99.9% of people don't know about it, then how easy would it be to fake a secret organization? Like, that's actually really, I mean, we said that already, that we think it's not as powerful as she's leading on to, because how could she really know that much? Basically, we're hoping that wasn't just blind exposition, but was actually, part of a clever thing.
And Lindsay Clear, New Zealand dollars, and says, for massive erections. So, and happy Watangi Day to you, Lindsay, because it's Watangi Day in New Zealand today. My calendar told me so.
Wow.
It's that, however you pronounce that. So have a happy New Zealand holiday, if it's a holiday.
Brilliant.
SWTX Chaser puts in $2 and says data load. Okay.
It's the sequel to Data Law.
Oh, because they blew their data load, yeah. Starship Mango looks like the winner here for £2. I just want to know the Borg assimilate everyone.
Yeah, equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what race or gender or packlid. You're all potentially useful. Some
or
more
useless.
than others.
And Zeraxis, $2. The captain's calendar is strong with the Force. Well, it's not a Star Wars calendar, but sure. We'll go with that. And Zeraxis, looks like you've won the last Super Chat spot. So, you get
points.
A round of applause. Yay.
And honestly,
welcome to Trekyards, where the talk is interesting and the points don't matter.
Oh,
Starship Mango, £2 in Picard.
Oh,
because finishing his sentence from earlier, so he got the last super chat in. How long can you stretch that sentence, though, if somebody puts another super chat in Picard in season 1? in episode da-da-da-da. So, anyway.
Thanks, guys. I won't see you tomorrow, but Stuart will be joining you all for a spoiler-filled first reaction, which are always a lot of fun. And they'll be great, I think, for me to go back and watch at the end of the season and see all of your first reactions to all the stuff, also, the entire plots. Because I wouldn't have seen them, so... I actually did go back and watch for our Discovery, retrospective, some of our reviews, and it was really fun to see, wow, we were really trying to be positive. Jesus, we were trying to be positive. Wow. We had so many goddamn ideas about all the different canon. And I don't know, nope, not a single idea that we had came, as in the fun, canon fix ones. None of them happened. We gave them way too much credit. That's a shame.
Did, as we tend to do.
But this show's earning credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so thank you very much for watching.
Zraxis, that's hilarious. Yes, please do, because that is more money in our PayPal. And we guys, there's some camera stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, and if you want to PayPal, it's seriously, if we do Vegas again, this sort of kit will make, oh my god. So yeah, PayPal's gonna be really, really good. But yeah. Everyone have a great rest of the day. Stuart will see you tomorrow. And see us on Friday for the spoiler-free, the spoiler-filled, and then the epic spoiler breakdown. Those are always a lot of fun. They kind of ruin I think they ruin both of our nights in terms of time and energy. But they're also a lot of fun. So until then, that is Ex-Admiral Picard on the screen.
And I'm Captain Foley. I said Admiral Foley.
You did. I'm Commander Coggins. Just simple, plain Commander Coggins.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.